First Benjamin Agata. Sunday was the last day of winter and the last day of my father's life. And it was a harsh reminder of the cold, cruel darkness of winter. We remember the life of my father in the warmth of a spring day, where we can all celebrate warmth, beauty, and the light that is in this room today. If you knew my father, you knew that he had a list for everything, and for everything a list. His version of email was handing you a cutout of a newspaper article, pressed against a cardboard backing, held together with a paper clip. It has been said that the people's biggest fears in life are public speaking and death. My father did not fear either. And as children, you have come to realize that we do not fear public speaking just one bit. I am the last of Hubert's 5 children, and I've had the remarkable privilege to have shared so many laughs and stories with him over the last third of his life. He seemed to have had an anecdote for just about any problem I would face. Just the last time we had lunch, he told me about a story I had never heard about from him before. He told me about when he was in the military, when he was serving in the Army. That's probably him. Everybody's playing. Sometimes you have to improv, folks. He told me a story about how he and some of the other men in the unit made sure to protect a couple of the gay personnel in the unit from persecution in Germany, whether it be from locals or from other soldiers. He told me a very similar story about African American soldiers that he served with, that he never felt as though he was better than anyone, whether it was race, religion, or any other difference. He instilled in me the virtues of turning the other cheek and being respectful towards all people, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, or any other difference that we would face. He was a hard-working man. He spent 25 years as a public servant to this great city. And all the while, still working 2 other jobs to make sure that his family was provided for. He was always the first person to point out a job well done by someone else working hard to provide, whether it be an auto mechanic, a store clerk, or a waiter. He ingrained in me the value of being thorough, compassionate, creative, and to always show initiative. These values have not only made me the man I am today, but also to be the best attorney I can be. My dad's last job in life was to see me through into adulthood, and he saw his job through. In fact, today I'm wearing the watch he gave me as a graduation present, the suit he bought me after I started my first clerkship, and the shoes that he paid for just a few weeks before his death. For the record, the tie was one that I stole from him about 15 years ago. Not planning on giving back. I feel blessed that in the last year of his life, I was able to share so many milestone events of my life with him. And it was quite a reward for me to give him the opportunity to cavil over all these events. On May 14th of last year, he was able to watch me graduate from law school, and subsequently, in the same day, watch me propose to my wonderful wife, Amanda. As he would say, 2 birds, 1 stone. I will say, he was a little upset that I didn't drag him outside when I chose to propose so he can take a few photographs. Once a photog, always a photog. In November of 2011, I told him that I had passed the bar, which was a major thrill for both of us. On December 14th, Amanda and I found out that we were going to have a baby. It was absolutely excruciating to wait 3 days to tell my father in person, but it was so well worth it to see the smile on his face when I saw him. I made sure to get a few tequila shots with my sister beforehand. On January 21st of last year, my father honored my wife and I by hosting our wedding. Just 4 days before his passing, I was able to tell my father that we're going to have a baby boy. That baby boy that I now look forward to naming Andrew Hubert Agata. My father was not a person who took pride in material possessions or dreamed of world travel. He valued being able to share just a little more time with family, and would be proud that all 5 of his children are here in attendance today. From an early age, my father prepared me for adulthood. We often discussed and analyzed the tough issues of the day. He was an incredibly sensitive man. He never once told me to tough it out or get over it. He always wanted to know what was bothering me and found out a way to hash out my problems. Just as I confided in him, he would confide in me his fears, his thoughts, and his hopes. He was always most concerned about the success of his children and hoping that he was advising them all to the best of his ability. From speaking to my brothers and sisters, he's probably most concerned about being able to see me through the many hardships that I have dealt with. One of the issues that he did not live to see resolved was his hope that I improve my relationship with my brother Adam that's here today, who is his stepson that he considered one of his own. He would be happy to know that although it's facilitated by our wonderful wives, Amanda and Francine, we spoke on the phone for the first time in years on Sunday, and he came here all the way from Western Canada to be here for his dad today. So, if you hear me, Dad, we're working on it. Although I can go on for
7 minutes
pages,
and 49 seconds.
Pages and pages more, I just want to finish with a few song lyrics that came to mind from a song that I thought of instantly when my dad passed away. A song that every time I heard it before made me think about preparing for this day. But in all honesty, nothing can prepare you for a loss of this magnitude. But these words still resonate with me because they were written by someone that went through the same loss. And just to take a verse, I'll say that I was standing by the edge of the water. I noticed my reflection in the waves. Then I saw you looking back at me, and I knew that for a moment you were calling out my name. God, you took away my hero. Will you take away my pain? Thank you.